Andor Season 2, Episode 4, titled Been to Gorman, gives us our actual first episode with music by Nicholas Britell. And yeah, Roberts is doing a good job, but it's a different level of narrative storytelling that I'm going to be highlighting today with this score. This is Star Wars Music Analysis.
Do it.
The title card begins with light percussion before adding the string pizzicato that we heard with Syril before. Brass enter as well and swells before the horns take up the Andor theme, and this is the second opening in a row where the opening utilizes a bigger acoustic orchestration for the opening. The same introduction that we saw in Episode 1 returns then as we hear a variation on the Time Grappler's Beskar chimes from Season 1, as time has once again moved forward by another year. Light pulses and synths begin to give us anxiety even before we see anything until Bix wakes up from her dream. Except she actually doesn't wake up, and as her anxiety builds further, the synths and tension of the music builds as well until Cassian stops her.
What?
As he consoles her, softer strings enter to console as well, beginning with a hint to Cassian's theme before twisting into the ISB theme and then back to Cassian's, beautifully reflecting how his path and the ISBs are intertwined and how Bix's emotions and feelings are intertwined with these two opposites as well, even when separated because of the footprints they leave behind. This was a very beautiful but subtle shifting by Britell, and these subtle things in the score are what demonstrate a more veteran composer like Britell. He doesn't actually care if you hear this, but he does trust and know you'll feel it. The transition is done through an accelerando as we move to Gorman next. The lighter music with the focused sounds of the guitar introduces us to a simpler culture. But it ends quickly as we then hear the mechanical pulses and see Syril. It turns into a waltz, which is a dance in 3 from there as it accompanies Syril on his morning commute. It's an oddly melancholy track and I can't actually connect it to anything previous, but it works well to reflect Cyril's eccentricity.
Turn it. It's an Imperial signal. It should be fine.
Where are you?
I am in my office.
Further though, I think there's more to this waltz. See, as we watch Syril stroll through Gorman, we get the sense of a place with open spaces and outdoor cafes that reminds me of somewhere like Vienna. And anyone who knows music history knows that Vienna was really the epicenter of waltzes in the classical and romantic eras. And this connects Gorman more with the idea of the Gorman Valley horn actually being an Alp horn as well, and this idea of the Alps and Vienna and all of that connecting with this waltz now as well.
It's an Imperial signal. It should be fine.
Where are you?
I am in my office. The other way?
It's the connection.
The other way?
You might as well be in the outer rim.
I'm seeing you clearly.
As we see that he's being listened in on though, chords move between a tonic and subdominant function, slowly building as we learn who these new characters are. And I definitely do feel a bit of the effects of jumping here and trying to fit a lot in. It feels like we just missed a bunch after just getting ourselves caught up, but hopefully this settles quickly for us. As Bix and Cassian enter the shop, music that seems to be trying to be similar to the carnival music from the holiday special and now Skeleton Crew enters.
There. What can I do for you today? We've got some lovely new fruits in.
What about the melons?
Excellent choice.
Now, it's not the same music, but it is similar in sound and timbre, and this may be Britell trying to allude to that sound, perhaps building the idea that this would be a different track by the same group even.
Hello there.
As they speak more in the next scene, low drones enter with a very light and subtle version of Cassian's theme, bringing darkness to their relationship. It attempts to build as they discuss the casualties of war, but this juxtaposition in the music fights itself. Every time the strings enter, the darkness of the drones simply rise to cover it up, as Bix's compassion is covered up by the darkness of Cassian's paranoia.
You and I are here now because he's dead.
As we see Syril reach out to Daedra, the chords of the ISB theme enter as we see that Syril is actually becoming a plant for the ISB and working for Daedra now. It moves into a full version of the theme along with militaristic drums underneath as we move to the ISB headquarters next.
12 raids conducted over all 3 planets were...
As Daedra confronts Heert, I kept feeling like I was going to hear Vader's theme. Now, obviously, this would make little sense.
On access because I don't seek glory.
But with the low bass, dropping that major third just kept pulling me there. This isn't strange though because the ISB theme uses a similar progression, and so the bass is just outlining that. But this felt ominously dangerous and tense, and I'm curious to see where this interaction takes us.
You don't think I could be helpful?
I won't hesitate if I need it.
As Mon collects votes, both playful and intense music plays as she plays the intense game that she's best at, politicking. The chords continue to allude to the beginning of her theme, but as we see her struggling more and more, her theme enters, accompanying her struggle that seems unending in her life as this desperate theme follows her.
It's in Gorman. Gorman, of all places.
I'm not sure. Linking anything to Gorman right now.
As the Gormans speak their concerns to the local council, the music builds when legato string, underscoring their desperation and despair as tyranny cripples them with trade restrictions and fees. The dissonant suspensions falling into more dissonance compel a feeling of unending downfall and struggle as Syril looks on. As he meets Enza, the music lightens some as Cyril's demeanor also lightens.
Syril.
As he hears from her father about the Gorman massacre, the music begins tenderly in memorial. But then, as he mentions how the Empire has cast a shadow on the real memorial, the descending major third of that Imperial theme enters to cast a shadow on the music as well.
You can imagine how upset we would be to find out there's an Imperial military facility rising over the monument to the fallen.
Yes.
And these little, very subtle rhetorical devices in the music are really amazing. Britell is demonstrating a masterful, and I really do mean masterful, approach to storytelling here as the music actually creates an audible shadow to parallel the visual shadow being discussed but not actually seen. This was actually the moment when I needed to skip forward and check the credits because this felt on a different level of deep representation in the music than the rest of what we've heard so far. And sure enough, there was Britell's name. As we jump to Dakar, startling, lively music enters, immediately setting us on edge as we see Saw Gerrera's group. As Woman speaks to Saul, a low drone rumbles underneath, underscoring the danger to be around Saul. As Saul begins to talk about the dangers of Rhydinium, the music grows darker, like a darkness inside of someone, eerie sounds haunting the track as well.
Bird from the outside.
A tender pulse enters as Cassian and Bix find time for each other. It leads way to soft and tender strings, more delicate than the other sounds that we've heard, reflecting a more tender side to these two characters in love as Cassian must say goodbye again. The cello lovingly embraces Cassian's theme as he leaves Bix, letting us know that everything will be okay while the violins beg him not to go with tension. But as Bix takes some kind of drug, distorted synths enter to tell us a different story, that everything won't be okay for Bix. And while we haven't heard it yet in the show, Luthen's theme takes us out in the credits, and I have to hope that we will hear it soon in the actual show for him. This and the Rebellion theme continue to elude us. I was assuming that Bertel did the first 2 episodes, but Robert's name was on them. This episode's score was on a different level, and Bertel's contribution here once again raised that bar for what music can accomplish, no matter the style. Now, I'm not saying that Roberts' score is bad at all. It fits the show and is passable, but hearing this episode's score and finding these hidden messages demonstrated what we missed, that extra layer of art that goes away when Bertel isn't scoring the show. But I'm also curious what all of you think. Could you hear or feel the difference in the music for this episode? Was it noticeable or affecting you differently? What did you think of the music by Roberts in comparison now that we have something to compare it directly to? Tell me in the comments below what you think, and consider checking out my Patreon page using the link in the description, where you can help support this channel for as little as $1 a month, or download PDFs and MP3s of projects as I complete them, along with other perks at higher tiers. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to learn more about the music of a galaxy far, far away, and as always, may the be with you.